Hello, my name is Joshua Gavi. I welcome you to Platyhelminthes. What are the best known representatives of the Platyhelminthes phylum? The most popular representative of the Platyhelminthes are worms that cause human disease like taenia and schistosome. The planaria, since it is being extensively studied in biology, it is also well known. What is the main external morphological feature that differentiates Platyhelminthes from other worms like nematodes? Platyhelminthes are also known as flatworms because they are worms with a flat body. This is the main external morphological feature that differentiates them from the nematodes, which are roundworms. How many germ layers originate the body of the Platyhelminthes? In relation to this characteristic, how are these animals classified? Platyhelminthes are the first triploblastic animals. Remember that Cnidaria are diploblastic. That is, they present three germ layers. That is the ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm. What are the type of digestion and digestive systems of Platyhelminthes? Flatworms have incomplete digestive systems and they present extracellular and intracellular complementary digestion. How are nutrients distributed by the digestive system in planarias? Planarias have a single opening digestive system, which is incomplete, with ramification that transports nutrients to all areas of the body. How is gas exchange done in flatworms? Platyhelminthes exchange gases exclusively by diffusion through their body surface. This is only possible because all cells are localized relatively near to the external or exterior, since gases diffuse cell by cell. The flat shape of this one is a feature that allows the type of respiration. Polyphelans and Nidalians do not have excretory systems. Do Platyhelminthes have an excretory system? Platyhelminthes have a primitive excretory system made of phloem cells, also called solenocytes, excretory ducts, and excretory pores. What is an example of freshwater flatworm? Due to the habitat, what is the physiological problem that these animals must solve? Platyhelminthes of freshwater, like planaria, have an internal environment much more concentrated in solutes than the exterior, and so they present a tendency to gain water. These organisms, they need a drainage system to avoid cell death caused by excessive water. The problem is solved by the presence of protonephridia located along the longitudinal channels of the animal's body. Protonephridia have ciliated cells, the phloem cells, that push water outside the body through the excretory pores. Is the nervous system in Platyhelminthes more or less sophisticated than in Nidalians? What are the main neurostructures found in flatworms? How is the neuroorganization important for the diversity of the biological niches explored by the species of the phylum? Platyhelminthes present a more sophisticated nervous system than the Nidalians, as the first neurocords with ganglion group of neurons appear a characteristic of the evolutionary process of increased nervous complexity. In Platyhelminthes, one can note the beginning of cephalization process with the concentration of neurons, that is the nervous cells, in the anterior portion of the body, and the appearance of the photoreceptor cells in the ocelli. With the increased capacity of these animals to perceive and to interact with their surroundings due to the increased complexity of their neurocomplexity, it is possible to find Platyhelminthes in variety of environments, including the terrestrial and with diverse ways of life, like those that are parasites and those that are free living. What is cephalization? How does lateral symmetry favor cephalization. Cephalization is the evolutionary tendency of concentration of the nervous command in central structures, in which there are grouping of neurons, that is the brain. Evolutionarily, the cephalization process begins with the appearance of ganglion, a group of neurons in Platyhelminthes, and reaches the apex in the vertebrates animal with cranial box to protect the well-developed brain. With lateral symmetry, the body can be divided into lateral portions: superior, inferior, anterior, and posterior. These portions must be integrated and controlled in the same manner, and this needs stimulated appearance of ganglion complexity and of beings with the head, a privileged extremity of the bilateral body, where the nervous central command and important sensory organs are located. What is the type of reproduction, sexual or asexual, that occurs in Platyhelminthes? Platyhelminthes present sexual or asexual reproduction. How can asexual reproduction in planaria be described? Planarians can divide themselves asexually by transversal bipartition due to the great regeneration capability of their tissues. When they attach on a substrate, they can induce a constriction of their middle region, and the body is then separated into two parts, and each of these parts gives birth to a new individual as tissue regenerates. After flatworms, monoecious or dioecious are flatworms, monoecious or dioecious. There are monoecious hermaphrodite flatworms like planaria and taenias, and there are dioecious having the male and the female individuals, especially two like schistosomes. Is it possible for a hermaphrodite species to present cross-fertilization or fecundation? There are hermaphrodite species of animals and plants that present cross-fecundation, mainly due to maturation of the female and the male structures at different periods. Cross-fecundation or fertilization occurs in planaria, hermaphrodites, in which sexual fecundation takes place with the male and the female gametes from different individuals. This individual approach their copulating structures and exchange gametes. What is dilect development? Is there a larval stage in planarias? Sexual reproduction with dilected development is that in which there is not a larval stage in the embryonic development. When a larval stage exists, it is said to be incomplete development. In sexual reproduction of planarias, there is no larval stage. Into which classes are Platyhelminthes divided? How are these classes characterized? And what are some representative beings of each of them? Platyhelminthes are divided into three classes: tubularians or tubalians, trematodes, trematodas, and cestodes, cestoda. Tubularians are free-living Platyhelminthes, and their main representative is planaria, Dugetia tigrina. Trematodes are parasites. They live inside a host, and schistosome that cause schistosomiasis is an example. Cestodes are parasites too. They do not have digestive tubes, and their cells are nourished by absorption of nutrients from the host. Their most representative are the taenia saginatum and taenia solium that are parasite to humans. What are the main human diseases caused by Platyhelminthes? The main human diseases caused by Platyhelminthes are schistosomiasis, tapeworm disease, which is cystodiasis, and cysticercosis. How are platelets characterized according to examples of presenting beings? Basic morphology, type of symmetry, germ layers and coelom, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, and the type of reproduction. Examples representing beings: planaria, schistosomes, taenias. The basic morphology, they are flatworms. Type of symmetry, they are bilateral. Germ layers and coelom, they are triploblastic. Acolemetes. Digestive system is incomplete. Respiratory system non-existent. Respiration is by diffusion. Circulatory system non-existent. Excretory system, they use protonephridia with frame cells. The nervous system, they have ganglion, beginning of cephalization, and types of reproduction, they have asexual and sexual reproduction. Thank you very much for participating in Platyhelminthes. This has been a questions and answers to build your biological knowledge step by step. Please do like, share, and subscribe.